welcome to Rapid Fire Questions with Brandon Lilly, the man, the myth, the legend. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you really sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. You ready to ask anything?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Where were you born?
Lexington, Kentucky.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite music genre?
Country.
That was an easy one for you. Can you sing or dance?
To a certain degree. Yeah.
Nice.
So I don't care. I don't care if somebody says I can't. I can.
It's like a wedding dance, like find your happy place.
No,
kind of
it's just
add
like,
alcohol.
I just want gangsters don't dance with boogie, so that kind of deal.
Boogie dance. All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Humpty Dance.
Humpty Dance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like it. Favorite food?
It has to be Thai food. I really like the spice and the flavorful spice. You know, I just don't want heat for the sake of heat. I want heat that makes it taste better. So Thai is where it's at. Or my grandmother's. Have to throw that in.
Of course, yeah, of course. Shout out to all the grandmothers.
That's right.
Favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage? Go-to has got to be like Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke. Yeah. That's pretty bad.
What's the favorite tattoo that you have?
Oh gosh, I have so many, but I think I have a couple 606s, and the couple that I have are very representative to me of a place and a people, you know, a class of people. I was redrafted as 859, but I always understood and kind of self-classified as a 606. You know, it's more rural, grew up around a farm kind of thing. So I always felt like if I could show myself in a way that was positive, it was representative of the people that didn't really have a voice or an opportunity to get outside that. So that's what I always wanted it for, was to represent myself and to represent where I'm from.
Awesome. Do you have any tattoos in scandalous places?
Of course.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Favorite TV show?
That's a good one. I was thinking about that on the way up. It goes between a few of them. Mad Men is probably my favorite. You know, I like Breaking Bad. I like Ozarks, and you know, even House of Cards was fantastic the first couple of seasons. But Mad Men really approached the subject of Don Draper. You know, more than just what you see. He was a very, very challenged, disturbed depth of character. You know, and I really like that.
Nice. All right, I keep losing my place. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie, probably Last of the Mohicans for what it impacted my life. I talked about doing shrooms and things like that. Had actually a pretty powerful experience with Magua, the villain in that movie. It's funny, I probably owe a lot of the success that I have in my life and happiness I have in my life to that vision of Magua. So
Wow.
That's maybe another time and place, but it was heavy shit.
That's cool. Favorite Disney movie?
Probably, you know, when I liked Stitch from Lilo and Stitch,
Yeah.
but I think probably a throwback. I always liked Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic. All right. Favorite book?
Favorite book? Honestly, probably my collection of Sherlock Holmes. I had the complete unabridged collection when I was a kid, and that probably began the fascination with reading for me, was those Sherlock Holmes stories. So it's actually the book that I got when I was younger, so it probably has a little sentimental value, more so than just the collection.
Fiction or nonfiction?
I still stand by the fact that nonfiction can be more incredible than fiction, so I'll go with nonfiction.
If your occupation wasn't what it is today, what would you want to be?
I've always wanted to be a teacher, probably at the collegiate level, so I could delve into some topics that are kind of like in your face, but I think teaching is so important. It's just a fundamental aspect of being human, and I think we're failing our kids on so many levels. College, for better or for worse, it's kind of like a last line of defense, and I look at the person that I am today, and a lot of the way that I look at the world and the way that I view myself, the foundation was laid in college. Very rebellious in high school, didn't give a shit about school up until college, and that's when things became more interesting. The topics went a little deeper. you just weren't fed this regurgitation of what education is supposed to be. So I think college is still very important. I don't know that it'll be important as it has been in the future, because I think the dynamic of what education and learning is changing. But I like that construct. If I could teach people, I'd be happy.
All right. Is water wet?
Water is definitely wet.
Okay. Did OJ do it?
Oh, I think he did that and a lot more.
All right. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars, hands down.
Okay, good. We would have stopped this right here if you said the other one. I'm joking, but not really. Video game console of choice?
And after I found out how fun girls could be, I quit playing video games. So I would have to say the penultimate moment of video games for me was Vice City. Like, that was the last throwdown. I was in college, was playing that a lot. But I mean, I never really played video games that much when I was younger. When I was a kid, I couldn't afford it. Like, our family couldn't afford it. And then I met girls, and then it was like college life. Everybody had a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox, so kind of got a late reintroduction to it. But nothing against it. My son is a Fortnite guru, but I can't even jump, so I don't know. I don't play video games.
It's okay. DC or Marvel?
I gotta go with Marvel.
Okay. Edward or Jacob?
Shit, man. I read those books.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Plot
Wow.
twist.
Well,
See, I just threw that on there because I thought that you'd just like laugh and...
No, trying to keep a pulse on the current trends.
Nice.
I did read them. I also read the 50 Shades books, and they're pretty awful. I'll just say Jacob, just because he's a wolf.
All right, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
I'm gonna say the chicken.
Yep.
I don't think. No, I take that back. It had to be the egg, because the chicken would have been a mutation of evolution, so the egg would have been some kind of bastard-esque before the egg or before the chicken. So egg first.
Yeah, I agree. If you could sit down for an hour with anyone in history, who would you pick?
Man, that's a really heavy one. Fight Club took a couple of good options. I can't say Lincoln. I can't say my father. I think Da Vinci would have been a good one. It would have been pretty interesting. Figured out the truth behind all the myth and legend.
Yeah.
I just would have wanted to see him write backwards in Greek and forwards in Latin at the same time. That would have been pretty cool.
Ask him what she's smiling about. Yeah.
No artist will tell. It's like a magician.
Ugh, I hate that. I wish, seriously. If you could sit down for an hour with anyone in this time, who would it be? Who's alive right now?
I'll give you two. One is, I think Elon Musk is doing just a lot of really interesting things. I think he would be someone that would, I don't know that he would shed a lot of light on where we're going, but I think he would give you a good analysis of where we are and what that could mean moving forward. But I don't think anybody talks to more people at an interesting level or a valuable level than Joe Rogan. I think Rogan would be an unbelievable conversation because he does such a good job of pointing the light at other people. I think we're missing, I think if he were to no longer exist, I think it would leave a hole along, well, I said Da Vinci, but man, another person that I would want to have a conversation with was Bourdain. I mean, Bourdain is probably a fundamental inspiration for what I do in life, and I think Rogan kind of embodies that now. He's not the foodie, but he's definitely talking to more interesting people than anybody else, I think.
Yeah.
A broader view of people than anybody else.
Yeah. I do wonder what Bourdain kept to himself that he never actually revealed of some of the stuff that he found out.
I'll have to tell
Probably
you
a
guys
bunch of stuff.
I have to tell you something. I kind of heard about that later.
Okay. But I was gonna say as well, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, you can meet them at the same time and smoke weed with them. Apparently, that's a possibility nowadays. So
it's not something I would turn down.
Definitely. If there's one thing that you could tell your teen self, what would it be?
Listen to your dad. There's an old saying, at 15 my father was a fool, and at 25 he was the smartest man I ever met. It's pretty accurate. You know, I was very rebellious. I was very much, you tell me to go left, I'm going to go right. And I look back at things, I don't know that I would have the perspective I have now, but my dad never gave me bad advice. So listen to your dad. And I'm saying that to you, Aiden, wherever you are.
If there's one thing that you could tell somebody who's just starting out with lifting and working out, who's still kind of unconfident in themselves, what would you say?
Like anything, it's a process. And the more foundation work you do, the more homework you do, the more learning you do, the better you'll be in the long run. You know, don't be reactionary. Be proactive in everything that you do. Have a reason and a why for why you do anything. Don't just do it because somebody said to. Take what they said, Google it, look it up, try it out, but be ready to change. Like I said before, have that open window to the truth, whatever that is. You know, always be willing to, like Bruce Lee, be like water. You know, be willing to adapt. So.
All right, just the one last question. I know you have opinions about this, so Pizza Hut or Domino's?
Has to be Pizza Hut. Strong vote for Pizza Hut. And mostly, you know, for those Domino's diehards, and believe it or not, there are many. I got some pretty hate-filled messages. I got really, really sick on Domino's one time. Like, one of the worst kinds of sick I can remember. I don't know.
Both ends?
The
was, double dragon?
Dude, it was nose, tears, I think my ear bled. You know, it was a bad situation all the way around. But just, I can eat it, but it's always like that. At the back of my throat, it's like, I'm just probably going to puke this up here. So, definitely Pizza Hut. Definitely.
Pizza Hut. Okay. Well, thanks for doing this with us.
Oh, for sure. Thank you guys.